All right, how about we do a little linguistic time travel today? Let's set the dial for the 1950s.
Sounds fun. Where are we heading first?
Well, language itself is kind of like a time capsule, isn't it? It preserves these like really fascinating glimpses into how people lived and thought.
Oh, absolutely. It's more than just words. It's cultural DNA, really. You see the social norms, the attitudes, all encoded in how people talked.
Yeah, cultural DNA. I like that. And that's exactly what this deep dive is about. We're going to unpack some of those typical words and phrases from 1950s America.
Some really charmingly old-fashioned ones, I bet.
Definitely. And some that, maybe surprisingly, have kind of stuck around.
Right. Still kicking.
So our mission, really, is to give you a shortcut to understanding that 50s linguistic landscape.
Good sort for this stuff, yeah.
And the idea is, you'll get more context for old movies, books, maybe even chatting with older relatives who remember the era.
Yeah, it definitely adds another layer. It's not just like knowing words, it's understanding the texture of the time through its language.
Exactly. So let's crack open that time capsule. First up, the 1950s social scene. High school, maybe?
Perfect place to start. Very defining for the era.
Our source material kind of drops us right onto the dance floor. Actually, it talks about the sock hop. So what exactly was a sock hop? Why was it such a thing?
The sock hop. Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Picture a high school gym, right? Or maybe the cafeteria.
Okay.
And the kids would literally take off their shoes, their hard-soled shoes anyway.
To dance in their socks, hence the name.
Exactly. And primarily to protect those polished gym floors. But it became this symbol, a bit informal, a bit rebellious maybe. The place for rock and roll, for youth culture really starting to emerge.
So it wasn't just a dance, it was like a whole cultural event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The name itself, sock hop, just screams 1950s, even though you don't really see actual sock hops much anymore.
Right, so it's like a linguistic fossil, almost. Preserves that specific memory.
Precisely. It's an iconic signifier. The phrase itself carries the weight of that cultural moment, even if the activity faded.
Interesting. Now, compare that to another dance mentioned in the source, the
Yeah.
Sadie Hawkins dance. This one's different, right? Because it is still around.
It is, and that's what's fascinating. The Sadie Hawkins dance was, well, pretty revolutionary for the 50s. It flipped the script completely. Tradition was, guys ask girls. But for Sadie Hawkins...
The girls ask the guys. A total role reversal.
Exactly. A reverse of roles, as the source puts it. In the 50s, that was a pretty big deal, even if it was playful. A little nod towards maybe female agency.
And why do you think that one lasted when the sock hop didn't, really?
Well, I think part of it is just the fun of the role reversal itself. It's novel, it creates a buzz, even though dating norms have changed hugely.
Right.
That playful inversion still has charm. So the concept and the name kind of stuck. It's still a thing in North America.
Has the name itself, Sadie Hawkins, ever felt a bit dated? I mean, given how much gender roles have changed.
That's a good point. It originated from comic strip character Al Cap's Lil Abner, but the name seems to have become shorthand for the type of event, rather than being tied strictly to its origin.
Gotcha. So the meaning transcended the source.
Yeah, seems like it. People know what a Sadie Hawkins is, even if they don't know the comic strip. The cultural meaning just took over.
Okay, so we've set the scene with dances. Let's zoom in on just like everyday talk. Greetings, ways of saying yes or I'm good. Some sound vintage, some still work. Like, hey.
Hey, yeah, it's still around, isn't it?
Definitely. Feels a bit old-timey maybe, but totally normal. Why do you think that one survived?
Well, hey is basically just hey you or hi you squished together. Right? Super informal, friendly. I think partly it's the sound. It's kind of soft, open, friendly sounding.
Yeah, less abrupt than just hey.
Right. It doesn't really carry any negative baggage. It just stayed as this amiable, easy way to say hi. Maybe more common in some regions like the Midwest or just in relaxed settings.
Gives off a certain warmth, maybe.
Exactly. A kind of down-to-earth friendliness. You can use it deliberately for that effect, I think.
Okay, sticking with positive vibes, what about swell? Our source mentions this one too. Everything's swell.
Oh, swell is a classic. Definitely sounds retro now, but people know what it
It
means.
was used for everything, right? Like, he's a swell guy. That's a swell idea. We had a swell time.
Totally versatile. Just meant good, great, fine. I think it survived, even if it's not common, because its core meaning stayed positive. It never soured.
Unlike some slang terms that just die out or start sounding bad.
Exactly. And again, the sound is kind of light, pleasant. So now using swell is almost, well, it's a stylistic choice. It adds that retro flavor, maybe a bit of irony sometimes.
So it wasn't replaced. It was sort of repurposed for a nostalgic effect.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It signals something, maybe age, maybe just a playful tone, not just a word. It's a little cultural wink.
Cool. All right, let's shift gears. What about when things get tense? Handling disagreements or telling someone to calm down? The 50s had phrases for that too.
Yeah.
Cool it.
Yes, cool it. Still hear that one all the time.
Yeah, the source mentions a father telling his kids, cool it, kids, stop fighting. Totally contemporary. Why is that one so timeless?
I think it's just pure linguistic efficiency. Cool it. It's short, direct, everyone knows exactly what it means. Relax, calm down, stop.
No ambiguity.
None. It's an immediate de-escalation command. Quick, effective. That basic need to diffuse tension hasn't changed, and the phrase just works perfectly for it. Simple and clear.
Makes sense. Now, for something a bit less calming,
Yeah.
how about knuckle sandwich?
Yeah. That one paints a picture, doesn't it?
It really does. The source calls it an informal, old-fashioned way to say a punch. Hit someone with your knuckles.
Right. It's a vivid sort of euphemism for violence. Back in the 50s, it probably sounded tough, maybe a bit theatrical.
Like something out of a movie.
Yeah, maybe part of that tough guy talk. A bit of bravado. Today, though, it sounds almost cartoonish.
Right. Like you said, it paints a picture, but maybe a funny one now.
Exactly. The real threat level has kind of faded. You'd use it humorously or maybe to deliberately sound old-fashioned or quote something. The impact has definitely softened over time.
Okay. And another term that's maybe softened. An insult this time. Pipsqueak.
Oh, pipsqueak. Yeah. For someone small, not strong, insignificant.
Our source calls it old-fashioned. It doesn't sound very harsh now, does it? Maybe even a little funny.
No, it really doesn't. That's a great example of how insults can lose their sting. What linguists might call semantic bleaching.
Meaning the strong negative meaning fades away.
Yeah, or at least softens considerably. Pipsqueak originally painted someone as tiny and weak, maybe like a little squeaky noise. But over time, maybe as society became less okay with like direct bullying about size, the word lost its edge. Now it sounds quaint, maybe even affectionate in a weird way. Definitely vintage humor more than real venom.
Using it today would feel almost ironic, maybe.
Absolutely. It's a conscious choice. It signals you're using an old word, maybe playfully. The social context totally changes the meaning.
Fascinating how words do that. Okay, let's move to expressing what you want, or maybe telling someone to back off. How about have your eye on something?
Yeah, that's a really useful one. And it works for so many things.
Right. The source gives the romantic example, I've had my eye on you, but also wanting like a new phone or seeing a sweater on sale.
Exactly. Its strength is that visual metaphor, having your eye on something. It perfectly captures that focused attention, that sustained gaze that comes from wanting it.
It's really clear. You know immediately what it means.
Totally. It conveys that pre-existing interest or plan. It's concise, evocative, and just works across the board. That's why it's stuck around so well, I think.
Has anything really replaced it? Or is it just too good at its job?
That's the thing. It seems pretty timeless. New slang for wanting things always pops up, sure, but have your eye on is just so Fundamentally clear. Hard to beat that kind of idiomatic efficiency.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, last one. For setting boundaries, ease off.
Another incredibly versatile phrase.
Yeah, the source examples show that. Ease off, my girl, like back off. But also ease off the junk food or even ease off your schedule.
Right. It's all about reducing pressure or intensity. It started literal, maybe like easing off a brake pedal,
Oh, interesting.
and then extended metaphorically. Ease off physical pressure, emotional pressure, work pressure, dietary pressure, anything intense.
It sounds a bit softer than just yelling, stop, maybe.
Often, yeah. It allows for a bit more nuance. It's just fantastically adaptable to almost any situation where you need less intensity. That's why it's still so common.
Works for telling someone else to chill, but also for telling yourself to take it easy.
Exactly. That internal and external use shows how fundamental it is. Managing limits, moderation, we all need words for that. It's a great tool.
Well, this has been quite the trip back to the 50s. We've covered some really neat stuff.
Definitely. A real mix.
Yeah, you've got the charmingly dated stuff like sock hop, maybe knuckle sandwich,
Linguistic fossils, almost.
and then the ones that are surprisingly still with us, right? Like Sadie Hawkins' dance, hey, cool it, have your eye on, ease off.
It really shows how language evolves, and sometimes how it doesn't need to. Some phrases just work.
And knowing this stuff, like you said earlier, it's not just trivia. It genuinely helps you understand old movies better or books set in that time.
Or even just conversations with older folks. It adds richness, context. It helps you appreciate the linguistic layers.
So stepping back, what does this little snapshot of the 1950s tell us? I mean, it's just one era.
Right. A fascinating one, linguistically.
So here's a thought to leave you with.
Hmm.
What other periods do you think have left such a strong mark on the English we speak today? What echoes from other decades are still shaping our words and our understanding right now?
That's a great question. History is full of linguistic turning points.
Something to keep your ears open for, definitely. The past is always talking to us through our language.